Hey guys, so I'm making this video really quickly to clear up some confusion about how to create a Windows 10 bootable USB drive from Mac OS X running El Capitan. There seems to be a lot of misinformation on the internet about using the DD tool and using basically methods that you would use to mount Linux-based operating systems such as Ubuntu for Windows. I found that many YouTube videos were explaining this concept incorrectly and running a lot of commands and confusing users. And so I'm going to make this video really quickly to show you guys how to do this really easily. Alright, so stick in your USB drive. I'm going to be using a Windows 10 USB as an example, a Windows 10 ISO file as an example. So first thing you want to do is open up Disk Utility. Once you're there, your USB drive will show up here. You want to click Erase. When you get to this screen, you want to take the name and call it whatever you want. You can call it Windows 10. Now here's the important part. You want to make sure that you're formatting this as MS-DOS FAT, which in El Capitan actually is a FAT32, but of course it doesn't say that. And I'm doing this via the disk utility to make this a lot easier. Of course, the same things are completely possible using the disk util command on terminal. For scheme, you want to make sure that you put master boot record, MBR, and then click Erase. It'll unmount the disk, it'll erase the disk, and then it's done. So then you have a formatted USB drive called Windows 10. As you can see here, my USB drive has basically 7.74 gigs. It's an 8 gig USB. So then what do you do next? You open up that USB drive, which of course shows up here for me. And this is really the simplest part. So any modern motherboard will support something called UEFI booting. And the Windows 10 ISO file actually supports booting straight from the UEFI interface. And so all you really have to do to get this to work is you open the ISO file just like you would any IMG file, and then you simply take the file's contents and you copy them over. It's really that simple. You don't need to use the DD command. You don't need to run disk util and format the drive as free space or do any of this crazy stuff that people are writing guides to do but don't actually try themselves. I spent hours trying to boot this USB drive and using tutorials like that, and I couldn't get it to work. And then I realized the Windows 10 is UEFI. And after finding a solution online on a forum, I figured I'd make a video to clear up the confusion about this. So I'm going to just fast forward this video to the end of this copying. And you know what? Actually, I'm just going to cut it off here. All you really have to do is you wait for the copying to be done. You unmount Windows 10 and using the unmount button right here, and you're good to go. You stick it into the computer you're trying to install Windows on, boot from USB, and everything will work. Hope this is helpful. Comment if you have any suggestions on how to make the video better, or if I've made any mistakes, or if you need any more clarification.